Okay, welcome everyone. This is the video tutorial on YouTube title hacks. So these are little hacks that you can put in place on your YouTube videos that will get you better search results. So the entire objective of putting videos on YouTube, be it for marketing or, being for getting views or earning some money using YouTube, is to get people to actually find your videos, to get them to show up. So that is really what the objective is on your titles. Get more views. Because if you get more views, then Google, as we mentioned, will see that you'll have good views, you'll have good engagement on your videos, and you'll get listed near the top when somebody types in your search results. Now, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube that don't do a very good job of titling their videos, and it's extremely important. That is one of the first thing that YouTube search algorithms looks for is the name of your video, the title. So let's look at a few things that you shouldn't be doing. Well, the first thing you shouldn't do is be funny. Now, I know it's YouTube, and I mean, depending on your objectives, you might not really be into finding, customers, or you might not be using it from a business standpoint, and you might want some funny cat videos, okay? So that's great. So you can be funny at that point. But really, if you're looking for viewers, if you're looking for potential customers, don't be funny in the title because people won't search for that funny term that you might be using in your title. They're going to search for their keywords. So it's very important that in your title, you just provide information and data about what the video is about. And capturing attention, I mean, I know this might seem a little, contrary to intuition here or not very intuitive, but what I'm talking about here is, don't use that copy or don't use copywriting in your title necessarily. If you do, don't put it near the front of the title. We'll get that into that in a second, but really your title should be serve two purposes. The first purpose is to have YouTube figure out what your video is all about, and maybe the second part of the title you can put in something that will capture the attention of your users, but have it so that the title tells people, the users, exactly what's in the video. So let's look at some title hacks here and let's look at some best practices. So the first thing is that the first few words in your title matter the most. So believe it or not, YouTube uses an algorithm that weighs the first portion of a video as the most important. So that being the case, it's very important that you use your main keywords first. So, for example, if you are trying to get some local business from, you're a landscaper, for example, in California or in Los Angeles, you would put in Los Angeles landscaping or Los Angeles landscaper, perhaps, because that is what people are going to search for maybe on YouTube if they're on there looking for a landscaper to do some work for them. If you put in a title that doesn't refer to any sort of landscaping or the fact that you're in Los Angeles, in my example, then you're really not going to get, too many views, and you're not going to be listed when somebody does that search. So that's just an example, and I'll go into an example that I use on my videos here in a minute. Also, you want to try to use your keyword again in the title without spamming. So if you can use, in my example, landscaping again in the title without just having landscaping, 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 California landscaping, that type of stuff, then you will have some pretty good success. So for example, you might have Los Angeles landscaper, okay? Landscaping without the hassles, for example. So in that title, you have Los Angeles landscaper, so people are likely going to be typing that in YouTube when they're searching, and it has the word landscaping in there again, so YouTube knows that this video is about landscaping and particularly about a landscaper in Los Angeles. So very important. Use your main keywords first and then try to use the keyword, another keyword again, without spamming, and you will have really, really good success at placing high on the search results. And finally, keyword title, then grab attention. So this is what I was talking about earlier with copy. What you want to do is you want to have your keyword title first because it's weighted, and then maybe grab attention, so then you can have your title next to your keyword title. Then maybe you can use some copy there while trying to maintain and use your keyword again in the title. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over here to YouTube, and I'll show you how I've been using this in my particular, in my particular niche, and show you how I use these title hacks. So let's flip over. Okay, so here we are on my YouTube channel. And for those of you who don't necessarily know what I do, well, I'm an accountant here in Canada, and I have 3 courses at the moment that I'm offering to Canadians with regards to, small business tax planning, preparing tax returns, and managing your own money. So what I'm doing and using YouTube for is to provide some free content, some good value videos, which ultimately lead to an enrollment in one of my courses. So here we are on my small business blueprint page, and here are my 4 launch videos. So as you can see the titles, what I'm trying to do in this particular course, this is a course about small business, tax planning, Canadian small business setup, checklists, things like that. So people who want to start a small business in Canada, I've put together this course that will take them through it, step by step. I basically hold their hands through the entire process. And what I've done is I've created 3 value videos, 3 launch videos here, and I posted those on YouTube to hopefully get some views, at least provide some great content for people, whether they want to take my course or not. But ultimately, I'd like them to take my course and register for the Small Business Blueprint. Now, as you can see here, my titles, the 3 launch videos, I have Small Business Canada listed first on the first one. And then my title shows critical decisions every Canadian small business needs to make. So this is a great title because I would like this video to show up high on YouTube when somebody types in Small Business Canada. And I have Canadian small business again in the title. And, it does tell you or the user that, it does tell them some information. These are critical decisions that you need to make when you start a Canadian small business. So I think in this title, it's going to be pretty successful, and I'll start getting some views on it. I'll show you the stats here and where I am in an upcoming video tutorial. But really, this is, as you can see here, I just updated this a couple of days ago. So we'll see in a while here how I'm doing in terms of ranking on YouTube. And you can see my other videos here, Small Business Tax Tips, and Small Business Canada again in videos 3 and 4. So these titles will actually do me really well on the search. Now, the way I figured out what to use is I just went into YouTube. Now, this is just I'm in incognito mode here, or in private mode. So all you really need to do is go into YouTube and type in some keywords that you think people will search. Now, the great thing with Google and YouTube, as you know, is that they give you suggestions here of what people have typed in and searched in the past. So as you can see here, in the 4th position is Small Business Canada. So I use that obviously as one of my titles because I know people have gone into YouTube and searched for Small Business Canada. Also, small business tax tips. So small business tips, small business accounting, small business bookkeeping. I have all of these in my keywords in my videos, which we're going to get into in the other tutorials here. But that is simply how you look for keywords. Go into YouTube and just type in things that you think your customers are going to type in, or people who are searching for your service or your video, and that is what you should be using in your titles. So going back to my particular channel here, if I go to my Personal Pension Academy, TFSA account and investing, these are tax-free savings accounts we have in Canada. I know a lot of people search for that. RRSP investing, these are the registered retirement savings plans we have up here. So in the US, it's the equivalent to the 401k or the IRAs. So as you can see here, I use heavily weighted keywords in the first part of my description, and then I try to grab attention in the second part of the video and try to use, the same keywords again. Here's my personal income tax course. This one is probably doing the best out of all my videos, and it's been on for a short time, and that's because I have Canadian personal tax returns and Canadian personal tax course, which is search terms that I know that potential customers and potential viewers are using. So that is how you use YouTube titles to your advantage.